Hello everybody and welcome back to our brand new episode of our NASCAR 25 career mode here on the channel. I hope you're all having a great day. Today we take on race 2 of 10 of the Chase format that returns in 2026 here, and we take on Worldwide Technology Raceway, formerly known as Gateway, as we're coming off of an unfortunate ending in Darlington that cost us some points and many others as well, as Denny Hamlin picked up their first win in what he announced would be his final season of his Cup Series career, and he is currently 17 points behind William Byron at the top step of the championship, as we find ourselves in a three-way tie for ninth with Reddick and Logano a ways down the order. So we've got a lot of ground to make up, and I said going into Darlington, I said, you know, with the position we come into the Chase, we can only afford really one bad race, and if we have one bad race, which we ended up having, you know, to no fault of our own, you know, we're going to have to finish basically top 10 for the next 9 races if we're going to have any chance now. And the problem, you know, coming into the Chase is the fact that, you know, I didn't do enough in the first half of the regular season to put myself into a good position to start this Chase. If only, you know, we had, you know, as strong of a first half as we did a second half of the season, because I think it would be a very different situation coming into, you know, the Chase. But we're not writing off this number 15 Junior Motorsports team, as you see the rest of your order there in practice, and that leads us now into qualifying. And of course, this is the first episode of the series since the passing, the very unfortunate passing of Kyle Busch, and once again want to offer condolences to the Busch family, and just, I mean, such a tragic situation. This actually, unfortunately, was the recording actually as that was all happening, and yeah, I mean, we're going to continue to honor his legacy though throughout the rest of this career mode now, and have his legacy live on until we finish this game, of course. Now, as in qualifying, coming to the grid, or to the line here, we end up going smack dab in the middle of the field, just like Darlington. 31.485 here in Gateway. Ryan Blaney on pole position over Christopher Bell, Denny Hamlin, Elliott Byron in the top 5, Briscoe rounding out the top 10. You see hosts of our pre-skibs, myself there, rounding out the top 20, as you look a little bit deeper in the field. Now, Connor Zilish in 24th, and all the way at the bottom of the grid there, you got Cody Ware, JJ Yaley, as well as BJ McLeod. I'm confident in the pace of this Domino's number 15 Chevrolet Camaro this weekend. Again, I mean, of course, qualifying, we didn't quite have the pace, but we're starting exactly where we started at in Darlington, and we went to Darlington and we were fighting for the win late in that race. Now, the goal to do the exact same type of drive here today in Gateway. Here we go then. 60 laps of racing. We got 2 races on the way here today from both Gateway and Bristol Motor Speedway. Now as the green flag is out, and we are underway for race 2 of 10 here in the all-new Chase format for 2026. Problem starting P20 is the fact that we've only got 11 laps here in stage 1, so we're going to have to get on it immediately now. And one thing we need to be careful of is something that we learned last season at this track, where we had that big beef with Chris Buescher, was the fact that 3 wide on the outside on the exit at turn 2 specifically can be very dangerous. You can get yourself into trouble very, very quickly, as the car in the middle lane always just likes to push up into the side of you. So that's something I was trying to be very well aware of. You can make that 3rd lane work on the exit of turn 2. It's just you got to really kind of establish that kind of authority against these drivers, and then it can work in that kind of way. Now as we exit turn 2 here, lap 2 behind the 2 of Austin Cindric, now still 3 wide, and we were continuing to just rip this outside line. That's where the pace is going to be all race long, at least for me. If I jump down right now to the inside line, I'm going to struggle. I just can't find pace down there, so I need to be up the racetrack. You don't want to be too high up. You don't want to be right against the wall. You know, I always struggle if I go that far up, but you want to be about a lane off. If you're a lane off, you can really make it work and really get some momentum and rolling down the straightaways, and you get yourself in a pretty good position. And you can see now, I mean, we are in fact right here making 3 wide work. It's just you really got to establish that spot for that guy in the middle to give you the proper room. And as we come to lap 4, we're really starting to make some ground here now, passing chase competitors of Gibbs as well as the 17 of Busher. And we had now gotten to the outside of Ross Chastain to get into the top 15. Another chase competitor here of Tyler Reddick, who was having a great race in Darlington, and he was the one that brought out that late caution that put us in a bad position. And unfortunately, he also had a bad points day. But I mean, we're continuing to go forward. We might actually get into the top 10 because we've now passed Joey Logano for P11 and are side by side with Chase Elliott for P10, now coming to just a few laps to go in stage 1. Ryan Blaney currently out in front over second place Denny Hamlin, who's having an absolutely fantastic start to the chase so far, and what we now know is his final full-time season in the NASCAR Cup Series. Now as we're going to get caught up behind the 19 of Chase Briscoe, coming to 3 to go here in stage 1, but we got ourselves fighting for a spot inside the top 10 now, crash though Denny Hamlin. Hamlin's gone around into the outside wall, caution's out, and we're going to lose out on a stage point, having to slow down to make sure we avoided that. Chase Elliott was able to get by me, but we still got up to P11. But Denny Hamlin, we were just talking really good about him. And now a big crash right there. You have to wonder what the speed is going to be like on that progressive number 11, because when they take a big hit to the outside wall like that, sometimes they will lack speed.
10 away.
So as we get ready to go green for stage 2 now, we're back underway here from Gateway, and we gain a spot because Denny Hamlin went towards the back of the pack. He had to come into the pits for repairs as well. Of course, everybody came into the pits, but he needed repairs on that progressive number 11. So we'll wait and see what that translates into. Will they still have speed? Sometimes they will pit for those repairs, and then they don't really ever rebound very well. Like, they can kind of claw back to maybe a top 10, top 15 at best, but they just don't have that same pace. I mean, we saw Hamlin running P2 at the moment of incident now as Ryan Blaney, though, your stage 1 winner in early control here from Gateway now as we're working to the outside of the 77 of Carson Hocevar. Didn't have a great first race either in the chase. Ty Gibbs had the worst chase race of anybody in Darlington, only scored 1 point on the entire night. It was absolutely horrible. Larson into the outside wall. Big impact there again. Caution is out for cause for the second time, and that was a large driver's side impact. He would come into the pits for repairs as everybody else would stay on the racetrack. So now Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson, 2 chase contenders, have officially found themselves in trouble early here in Gateway now. Both scored stage points in stage 1. Can't maybe say the same about stage 2, but now as we kick things back off, now it's 23 laps of racing, which I completely forgot to highlight here in stage 2. We're already on lap 6 now. Blaney's still up there. William Byron as well is still up there in the conversation, but you can see this is why I don't like the bottom, because when I just come up off the corner, I just have zero momentum to carry me down the straightaway, and then we get ourselves, you know, just kind of, it feels like I'm bogged down compared to the rest of everybody, and it's just not a good situation. We just lose so much ground, and Josh Berry is able to get to my inside and pass me, but immediately jumping back up to this, outer lane again, and we're going back forward. So I am very confident we're going to end up here in the top 10 in stage number 2 now, as we're going to roll up right to the back of the 77 of Carson Hocevar now, who is still, searching for that first win. He did it in real life at Talladega in 2026. Can he get a win in the 2026 season here in the NASCAR 25 career? I'd be quite shocked because of his AI ratings, definitely a bit lower than what he runs IRL now in 2026. But nonetheless, we pass him, and we're continuing to battle with the likes of Wallace and Gibbs and Reddick as well. But now, by the time we come through out of turn 4 to the start of lap 10, we have broken back into the top 10. And now going around the outside of the 45 again of Tyler Reddick. A lot of Toyota representation around us now, 2 in front of us, 1 beside us, 1 behind us, as William Byron now carries the lead here from Gateways. We're going to be 3 wide on the exit of turn 4 with Briscoe in the middle. Reddick on the bottom will clear the 19 down the front straightaway and just continue to do what we've been doing now, and that's going to give us some momentum right up to the back of the 6 of Keselowski, who's had a decent start to the chase as well. Can he keep that up here with a good run in Gateway now? But I mean, I'm feeling really good. Like, I feel like we could maybe get to the front of this pack and maybe fight for another win here, just like we were doing in Darlington. Now, there's another situation rising here. Look at this. We got 10 laps to go. I got 9 laps of field. So feel is very, very close right now, and I had actually started clutching into the corners, and you see the RPMs go from, you know, really low and then they shoot up. So I am clutching into the corners, saving a little bit of fuel, trying to stretch this to the end of the stage. And I think this is going to be a very doable strategy, and we have cooked up to P4 by this point and had gotten to the outside of the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet of Chase Elliott. And Ryan Blaney's right there. We are clearly the fastest car on the track right now, late in stage 2, and now to the outside of William Byron. At this point, I had kind of stopped saving fuel. I was confident now we were probably going to make it to the end of the stage, and now we're going to pass William Byron here into turn number 3 for P2, going now after the number 12 of Ryan Blaney as we exit the corner. Let's go get him clear of the 24. Come here, Ryan Blaney now, and look at the ground we make up. Well, Gary the Cat decided to make a cameo here. He wanted to join me for the end of stage 2. Okay, well, there he goes. He's leaving now as we come through to the start of lap 20. But, you know, as that's happening, we make a move around the outside of Ryan Blaney, and we take the lead here from Gateway. But now, drivers coming into the pits. Elliott, several others are coming into the pits now as well. So as we're coming to 2 to go, we're starting to lap drivers. We can make it. We will make it to the end of the stage. And as we are approaching the final lap of this second stage, Ryan Blaney and pretty well everybody else just about is coming into the pit lane. This is going to make things really interesting because we're going to be able to, of course, come back around to win the stage, but some drivers are staying out. Most of them pit. And actually, Connor Zilish in the 99 is going to stay out and look to get P2. But we're going to have some drivers trapped a lap down. Some drivers are going to be able to take a wave around. We're going to have a lot of cars that are more like 1 lap down stuck as we do take the stage win. And we would have to roll around for a while. That Ryan Blaney absolutely flies by. I had to do an entire pace lap before I was able to pit. And Kyle Larson somehow ends up in second after all of that. Blaney and Gibbs as well, chase drivers in the top 10. So we will pit for tires, we will pit for fuel. All these guys around us actually get to stay out. So we end up 12th over Larson and Wallace, who will be the last driver on the lead lap in 14th place as we get ready to go back racing. So as this third and final stage kicks off, we'll start behind the progressive number 11 Toyota Camry here of Denny Hamlin, and we have got 26 laps to go here in this third stage. So as of right now, a little bit more straightforward. If we don't see a caution, we will have to pit no matter what, and not have any of those kind of fuel situations playing. But we just, you know, we got William Byron, your championship leader right now, trapped a lap down. That's crucial. That's what we need to see. So, well, I'm just going to get ran right into the wall by the 10 of Ty Dillon. There goes some of our progress, and William Byron's absolutely flying on the inside here. But one thing I'm noticing, Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, who got the damage earlier from earlier incidents, they don't have the speed. We're just driving away from both of those guys right now. So as we get to the outside now, on the exit of turn 2 of Ty Dillon, gonna let him know that I wasn't a huge fan of what had happened right there a few laps prior. Just give him a little door slam there as we went down the back straightaway and continue our way forward now and up into P9. And I know we've got speed to win this race. Ryan Blaney's out in front again, driving away, but I know that we can run him down and beat him. And we're just gonna, you know, play our cards right here. And you can see we're in a 3-wide battle with Gilliland and Ty Gibbs as well. We're both just kind of low-key right here, just trying to cook through the field as fast as we can as we head down into turn 1. Hocevar is now going to kind of take my line. I'm like, okay, I'll just go higher than you, and we'll clear them before we even exit turn 2, so we don't have to worry about the potential contact there. As now Connor Zilish, Gregson, good friends, of course, up here in the top 10. We actually just split 4 wide with myself and Gibbs, who are both just having a contest of who can get through this traffic before the other driver now. But William Byron, I can confirm, by the way, has moved into the free pass position. So if we get a caution, Byron will get the free pass, which is something I don't want to see because we know he's got speed to run up front, and him being trapped a lap down keeps him from getting a lot more points available in this race. So I do not want to see a caution come out anytime soon, as I just, we need that 24 to be trapped a lap down. But we have now driven up into third position with 20 laps to go here from Gateway now, trying to run down Shane Van Gisbergen into the outside wall and into the path of this Domino's 15, and we are going to pick up damage. Caution is out, and that is going to force us into the pits. And Ryan Blaney, including everybody else, is actually staying out. They're staying out, so they can make it now, is what I'm guessing. Well, no, that just doesn't make any sense because I can't even make it. So as we get ready to go back green, we drop outside of the top 10. And as we take the green flag, we're 14th. The free pass did, in fact, go to the 24 of William Byron. But now we know with 16 laps to go, there's no way without a caution that these guys right here can make it to the end of this race. They are short on fuel. Meanwhile, we are, what are we right now? We got 16 to go, so we are going to be 16 laps of fuel. So we can make it. We can make it. And also we have a fresh tire advantage. So we have two major advantages. And all of a sudden, Shane Van Gisbergen wrecking in front of me and collecting me has turned into maybe a free ticket to win this race. And we're not wasting any time. We're absolutely ripping here. 4 wide on the exit of turn 2, and that is close quarters racing. But we make it work now, and we had very quickly worked our way into the top 10 as we're just absolutely flying around the outside here now and just continue to do so over these next few laps. But right now, Ryan Blaney no longer leading this race. That's right, it's Ty Gibbs that's got himself out in front in that number 54. So now it looks like, I mean, what could have been for the 54, because obviously we're going to run these guys down and we're going to pass them, but they're going to have to pit here, like within the next probably 5 to 6 laps, I would imagine now, as we get a big run to the back now of Ryan Blaney, who's watching the wind slip away from him as we head down into turn number 1. Side by side, he's crashed into the outside wall, goes to 12, and that's going to be 2 races to start the chase with a big impact on the number 12, and that just allows them all to get the pit stop. And now we have to pit as well to make sure we're not at a disadvantage. So I would take 2 tires. We would be promoted to the lead over Ty Gibbs, and now we are starting on the inside line as we go back green. And Ryan Blaney, 2 races to start the chase, 2 big missed opportunities on big point days, of course. Now, of course, no fault of his own either, as we head down into turn 1 side by side with the 54 Ty Gibbs. And now we are going to fight for the win of this race now, because we're kind of on an even playing field. And Gibbs gets clear down the back, and look at just us getting demolished by being on the inside. Through goes Ty Dillon, Connor Zilish to the inside, Eric Jones on the far outside. We're going to clear him. We're going to be 3 wide on the exit of turn 4. Zilish clear into P2. We continue to make the outside line work, and we get ourselves into P3. Coming to 6 laps to go now, and we're going to run both of these top 2 guys down here over the course of these next few moments. And William Byron, who got that free pass earlier, he's up to P4. Are you kidding me? That is not what we want to see. We absolutely need to beat this 24. Let's just go win this race. Here we go to the back at the 54 for the lead of the race here from Gateway, now side by side with the 99 of Zilish, who's way to the inside. Coming to 4 laps to go, Ty Gibbs looking for career win number 1. Can he pull it off here in Gateway? I don't think he can, because look at the speed that we have. Do we go to the inside, or do we play our cards patiently? We're going to take the patient route. Run on the exit of turn 2. 4 laps to go here from Gateway, now side by side, looking for career win number 3, which would also be the 3rd win of the season. Gibbs gets clear. We'll have to have another shot at him here on the exit of turn 2 again. Now 3 laps to go. Byron has passed Zilla. She's moved into P3 as we're wheel to wheel with the 54 through 3 off turn 4. Can we clear him? It's going to be close. We will clear the 54 with 2 laps to go. Now Gibbs still hanging at the left rear into turn 1. He might have one more shot at it. If we get clear on the exit of turn 2, it's going to be over, and we will. Driving away now here, coming to the final lap in Gateway. Gibbs, can he hold off William Byron, who looks to take P2 away as we head down this front straightaway into turn number 1 for the final time. And unfortunately, Byron's to the inside of that 54, but I mean, at least for us, we just got to bring it home here for another half a lap, and we are going to do it. We're going to kick off the chase. I mean, Darlington didn't quite go the way we wanted. We thought we were going to be fighting for a win, at least 2nd or 3rd with Reddick and Larson, but we're going to turn things around in Gateway, and we are going to come off turn 4, win number 3 on the season, and to our career, the crowd roars winner here in Gateway. How about that? That is going to do wonders for our point situation. William Byron does end up in 2nd, so I mean, we definitely didn't make up as many points as I would have preferred. but still, we made gains, and that's really just the main thing. As you see your finishing order right there, Denny Hamlin actually rebounded pretty well to P6. SVG in the top 10. A lot of chase drivers just not at all in the top 10 after that one. I mean, Cody Ware finished in the top 20 as well, but I mean, the majority of the field, of course, with the way stage 2 ended, trapped a lap down at the end of that race now. So going into Bristol, this gives us a lot of momentum, and let's take a look at the chase grid going into Bristol as well. Byron at 21.81 on the points now is a 26-point advantage on Denny Hamlin, 58 over Larson, and 60 points still over myself, and you see the rest of the points there going down the order. So, yeah, it's tight. Unfortunately, I wanted to include this part of the video. Right here was the exact moments I had found out the news about Kyle Busch, and once again, just want to extend our condolences to the Busch family now as we come through into qualifying into turn number 3. This would be the fastest lap that I would run in qualifying, and it's going to be on the exit of turn 4, 15.193. Lap 2 would try to go faster, didn't quite have enough in it, so we would qualify 18th here. So a little bit of a gain, I guess that's a positive now, is that Denny Hamlin's going to take pole over Larson, Byron, Blaney, Bell, the rest of the top 5. As you see the rest of your order now, we're going to have a little bit of work to do again, and Bristol is a tricky track. You just kind of got to grind it out here, and that's kind of the goal coming into today's race on the high banks of Bristol Motor Speedway. And coming into the grid, Saturday night here from Bristol, we had an announcement, and it's Denny Hamlin's replacement has been officially confirmed here coming into race night in Bristol. Tyler Reddick will be moving from 2311 to drive the number 11 for Joe Gibbs Racing next season. That is going to be exciting. The replacement in the 45, well, that is to be determined as well, so stay tuned on that. But Denny Hamlin looks to finish off his career as a champion, and as we are underway here from Bristol, 31 laps of racing in stage number 1, and he starts from that pole position, fresh off the news that they have found his replacement and have signed on Tyler Reddick to drive that number 11 next season for Joe Gibbs Racing. Tyler Reddick is yet to win a race in this career mode since it started. He's been close many times. He's been in position to make it happen, and it always seems like whenever he's actually in position to win, things just seem to go wrong. As Kyle Larson now looking to take the lead away from the number 11 of Denny Hamlin as they would start to engage in battle, but we're going to skip right to a lap 11, and I had gotten nowhere. I was 21st still, working my way now towards the bumper and trying to get to the inside of the 38, just like this right here. This is the run you need. You need to be dead even going into the corner, because then you can do this, a good old-fashioned slide job into the corner, and we move into P20. And again, you know, kind of lacking pace in qualifying, and then we start to move as the race goes on. But obviously what's, you know, the biggest problem is at a short track, it's really hard to pass, and therefore you're forfeiting stage points in stage 1, meaning that you're going to have a really good second stage, and you're going to have a really good finish to kind of make up the difference now. And Denny Hamlin continues to lead. William Byron was actually up front for a brief period of time right there, as we got already to now coming up on 10 laps to go on the stage, and we are just now working, you know, on the 1 of Chastain, the 22 of Joey Logano, as our tire icon comes on now, and drivers are starting to come into the pits. So we have enough fuel to get to the end, but AI are actually coming in because of tire wear. Now, I could make this go to the end, but the AI strategy is so screwed up here in Bristol because of the tire wear that it would just simply be abusing the game to not pit. So I am going to respect the dankness of the AI strategy in Bristol, and I will force myself to also come into the pits because it would be kind of, yeah, abusing the power that I have here to stay out and not come into the pits. Like the AI, they just simply are coded to do that. So we're going to come in with them. So here we are now, getting ready to make a pit stop now. On lap 26, we're going to come in, take 4 tires as well as fuel, but I missed my pit box. Yeah, or missed my pit lane. So I would have to go around for another lap, and I immediately knew I had completely screwed myself here, more ways than one. Missing the pit lane was the one screw up. The other screw up was staying out too long. We should have pitted much earlier than we just did. So as we're going to get back underway here for just some green flag action to end stage 1. I mean, look at this. We're down to 24th. I mean, we're going to go a few more spots down because here comes Zillish and Dylan. 25th, 26th, Barry, 27th. Just, yeah, not good. And Alex Bowman's actually leading on the final lap of the stage, and he's going to win the stage. Alex Bowman, who's not really in the conversation for a championship, and well, he wins stage 1, as we're going to end up in 27th place, and that was quite embarrassing. I mean, everything just kind of went wrong. So we're going to pit again. Actually, you know what? We're not. We're going to stay out, and other drivers are going to stay out with us. This is a call simply for track position for stage 2, because now we know drivers are going to pit. William Byron stays out as well, and he's going to move into the lead of this race. So as we get ready to go back racing here in stage 2 now, my goal is simple. Try to maintain a top 10 position. And also, obviously tonight here, race 3 of the chase, we absolutely need to outpoint this 24. For the rest of the chase, we just need to be focusing right now on outscoring the 24 of William Byron. Denny Hamlin's the second closest driver to him in points, but we're not completely worried about the 11 yet, as I'm going to catch the wall into turn 1 and out of turn 2. That slows our momentum and allows Kyle Larson, who's on tires, to go 3 wide with us to the inside. And, well, tires seem to be working, because look at, through goes Larson, Chastain, Briscoe's looking to the inside, Hocevar would go by us, and so would Logano. Larson's actually going 3 wide with Cindric and Byron for the lead of this race, and Kyle Larson wastes no time to the lead. Tires are absolutely on fire right now, as we are now outside of the top 10, but as these laps continue on, we're starting to get alongside and pass some of these guys that are on the same strategy as us, and the guys that did take tires are starting to get caught up in the traffic and starting to level off. As things spread out a little bit more, it's getting a little bit more difficult for them to work their way forward, but there are still guys coming through, actually, including the 38 of Zane Smith, who we're now 3 wide with in the middle here into turn 3. Tyler Reddick is well behind me on tires as we pass Bubba Wallace here for P12, but now as I'm looking to pass the 60 of Brees, here comes Tyler Reddick to my inside, so we'll lose a spot, and then again we're going to gain a spot here on the Kroger number 60 of Ryan Preece. So a really interesting just kind of situation really playing out right here now as we look to the inside of the 24 of William Byron. This is a crucial pass. Byron falling off. We're going to pass him here. Not quite clear him yet, but if we can just, go up there and get some points, this is going to be big. We'll clear the 24, and of course we know that everyone, if we don't see a caution, everyone's going to come into the pits right here, and we can maybe get a little bit creative on strategy if we want. We could maybe take 2 tires and try to gain a few more points out of it. If we don't do that now, we could also try that in the final stage. There's a couple of options on the line, but to my surprise, we would drive back into the top 10 and as well passing guys that had taken those 4 fresh tires. I mean, Zane Smith is right here in front of us now as we exit turn number 4, and look at the track map. Someone's pitting, so here we go. We're 3 wide in the middle with Smith and Dylan down the back straightaway, but pit stops are kicking off again. So now we're going to get ready to come into the pits. This time I want to be pitting on the early part of the run because we saw it didn't help us. Now hold on, we got a crash. Ty Gibbs has gone around in the number 54. Caution is out, and we were running P10 at the time of that, so we're going to pit for tires, 4 tires that is, and feel and get ready again to go green here late in the second stage. So Kyle Larson should be leading. Yes, he is. And we actually gained 3 spots. We know there's a big shuffle in pit lane under caution here at Bristol in NASCAR 25. And we gained 3 spots out of it and find ourselves in P7. Green flags back out. It's going to be 8 laps to go here in stage 2. Everyone that was in my line just runs the middle, and I just dropped all the way to the bottom right against the yellow line right there now. And we jump up to the top, though, fortunately getting clear of the 2 discount tire Ford Mustang of Austin Cindric. Now Eric Jones to my inside. How about Carson Hocevar looking to the inside of the number 5 HendrickCars.com Chevrolet of Kyle Larson, trying to take the lead of this race, but Larson's got a very strong number 5 Hendrick Chevrolet right now. It's going to be hard to dethrone the 5. Blaney's around again, and of course we get involved, damage, stage over, and we lose stage points. That is just not what we needed. Ryan Blaney has crashed in every chase race so far, and yeah, we are down to 91% condition on the aerodynamics of this car, so we have to pit. We have to give up a bunch of track position, and that just made this third and final stage way more difficult, as we will be 38th. What is Byron doing back here? William Byron is in 37th. It must have been because of the shuffle, because he did not crash. But that's big, because Byron, we know, is fast. He's going to work his way back through traffic. But that is an opportunity as this race progresses. We know he's trying to play catch-up, and that could be an opportunity for us to gain a lot of points over him. Not only for myself, of course, a Denny Hamlin, a Kyle Larson, Blaney, although he's had a couple of crashes, he's still up there in the point standings, believe it or not, as well, as we continue on here. And as well, one thing to note, all the race winners that are in the chase take up the top 6 positions right now. We've got 6 winners in the chase. It's the top 6 in the points are all those winners. Wild to think, of a 16-driver chase grid, only 6 of them have won a race this season, as we continue on. And Denny Hamlin, of course, being the most recent of those kind of new winners. We have seen some new winners as of late with the new AI settings that we have been using, however, and that's been a big step forward as we continue to, speaking of moving forward, also go forward. William Byron's well into the top 20 now, and I am now just breaking into the top 25. That 24 Raptor Chevrolet, you can see him up there in that kind of green and black car, is just absolutely flying. I was being a little bit more patient about it and just kind of letting this car kind of come to me, and it was working. We were gaining the track position that we need to be gaining, and we're up to 22nd place now, passing Michael McDowell and Chase Elliott, not having a good night. Your defending champion, Chase Elliott, just hasn't had a great start to the chase, and I fear that he's already pretty well done for in terms of racing for a championship. I mean, after 3 races in the chase, usually you've already eliminated probably over half the drivers from championship contention, and I think that will probably be the case here. I mean, if you are 80 points plus out after 3 races, I just don't see how you're going to have an opportunity to still fight for a championship. We got pit stops again. Denny Hamlin's in. Hamlin's in. Kyle Busch there right in front of us in that Lucas Oil number 8. He's going to come into the pit. Cindric behind us is coming in as well. Blaney's in. Ryan Blaney comes in from that number 12 as Priest comes in. Kozlowski, Logano as well. And this time I'm going a little bit deeper into the run because I realize we're going to have to pit again. So we're going to come in here just a few laps later than everybody else now, as there comes Bowman and Bubba Wallace, and now we're to the inside of the 17. We're going to come in, and like I said, I'm realizing right here with the way the AI strategy is, there's going to be a second additional pit stop here. Kyle Larson's in as well, and the HenderCars.com Chevrolet now as we get the left sides on after the rights, and it's going to be a 16.1 second stop. We'll come back and get control immediately now as we turn out of our pit box now, and it's going to be 40 laps of racing to go as we'll come out in front of the 17 of Busch to maintain at least just 1 lap down. Now, we just needed to stay green here for a few laps, of course. That is obviously the hope now, and we've been kind of screwed over a few times so far in this chase now. So hoping it doesn't happen again. It does. Kyle Busch just crashed. Kyle Busch has gone around down the back straightaway. You see my reaction on the right. I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? Here's the good news. Everyone on the lead lap has to pit. So we do get to take the wave around. 25th on down was 2 laps down, so they all had to go now to just 1 lap down. So as we return to racing, Noah Gragson leads over Chris Buescher and Denny Hamlin as we head down into turn 1. Blaney as well just behind me. Let's see, I'm looking up ahead. Kyle Larson's up there in 6th, and Gibbs was up there in 4th. Bell's up there, Logano's up there. I think I see Kozlowski as well, Chastain. William Byron is, not right up there in the mix, but he is up in there in front of us now between Jimmy Johnson and Alex Bowman. So we run P21 here with Ryan Blaney. I mean, Blaney's getting after it immediately, looking to go 3 wide. He is trying to make up some of that ground that it feels like he's probably kind of owed here now, and it's just been a rough start to the chase. It's incredible that he's still up there in the points, and unfortunately, I would watch him drive away again, but again, we're just going to let this race come to us. We still know, even with that caution from the 8 of Kyle Busch, there's still going to be another pit stop here now as Chris Buescher has actually got control of this race so far here late in the going now as we're coming up on lap 100 of lap 125. And for us, I am still confident we can get a good finish, and I've got a trick up my sleeve that could potentially help us out here, or maybe the drivers around us will just do the same thing. But my plan is we're going to take 2 tires on our pit stop and hope that everybody else maybe takes 4. I don't know, but that's the idea right now, is Ross Chastain is actually briefly taking the lead of this race until Buescher would return out front. But we're making great strides forward now. I mean, we're breaking into the top 15 on lap 105, passing the 60th Priest into 14th we go, and we just continue to march our way forward as Carson Hocevar is taking the lead of this race down that number 77. So can Hocevar maybe pick up the win here tonight in Bristol? We're going to find out. We still got one more series of pit stops to get through here as we go through 1 and 2, sorry, now passing the 19 of Chase Briscoe, and that's going to be another spot gain and getting a little bit closer to the top 10. I mean, we have got a fast car. Chastain to the lead, Hamlin's in again. Hamlin's been on the early side of pitting all night long, so not surprising. We are going to come in as well. Right side tires only. This time I want to pit early. I make a wedge adjustment because I expect the car to be a little bit on the looser side because we're only taking 2. But as we come through to the end of lap 110, we are going to come in with following behind us Chase Briscoe, and we'll get these 2 right side tires on, and we're going to go. It's going to be probably a 7 or so second pit stop now. Is waiting. Okay, it's going to be, okay, it was more like 8 seconds, but 8.3. And now, well, the guys that pitted behind me, oh my goodness, hold on. Major contact with Barry, who was trying to come into the pits. He's crashed. Please, no caution. I think we just stayed green. We're okay. We just got a huge break right there. Barry was trying to pit as I was exiting. We collide. Thank goodness we stayed green. But we've come out way in front of everybody else that was around us, meaning everyone is taking 4 tires. I don't know why, because we've only got like 14 laps to go. It doesn't make sense to take 4. And now we're going to get really aggressive. McDowell says, no, you're not, because he's actually coming into the pits. And we actually get a little bit of damage out of that somehow. So we're just waiting because for this to go through, because I think we are going to actually be the net leader of this race. Problem is, everyone that's going to be chasing us down is going to be on 4 fresh tires, and we're just kind of trying to hang on here. But this, I think, is a strategy that could really help us outpoint the 24 of William Byron, and that was really the goal coming into Bristol now, is we're going to be dealing with lap traffic as well as the rest of this race goes on. Less than 10 to go, and waiting for Chastain and Buescher to make their pit stops. Buescher is in. We will pass him, and then we wait for Ross Chastain to come into the pits as well, and we head down the front straightaway into turn number 1, and at this point now just continuing to rip the top and trying to stay out of the way of these faster guys, as now, sure enough, we'll pass Chris Buescher, catching the outside wall on the exit at turn 2. That could be a costly mistake. Now Chastain's into the pits. We're going to be taking the lead right here, coming to 6 laps to go in Bristol now. And sure enough, now Carson Hocevar and Ryan Blaney in the last few laps of this race trying to run me down, as it's clear racetrack for all of us now. I am not fast enough to run down the lap cars. Ryan Blaney clear of Hocevar just about for P2, and I was worried about Hocevar, but not so much anymore. I think Ryan Blaney, if anyone's going to beat me, it's going to be him. 2 laps to go now, and my only option is to run the top. That's the only place I'm going to be able to carry the speed to stay ahead, but I don't think it's going to be enough. A lap and a half to go. Ryan Blaney to my left rear as we head down into turn 3, coming up on the final lap. Hocevar ready to pounce if we come together. Blaney clear, and I just have nothing for him. Into turn 1, going to try to ride his door. It's not going to be enough. A last lap pass sends Ryan Blaney to the lead. He's wrecked in every chase race so far, but he's still nonetheless going to come through to take victory here from Bristol. Ryan Blaney wins. We end up P2, but still, I mean, it turns into a pretty solid effort there, and I cannot complain about that. That's win number 5 for Ryan Blaney on the season. How about that? And you see the rest of your finishing order. Again, a rough night for some chase drivers. Kyle Larson down in 19th, but he actually scored a lot of stage points, so he still had a good point day on top of that. Let's take a look. The chase grid. William Byron lost points. 19 points now ahead of Denny Hamlin. 45 on Ryan Blaney. 54 on Kyle Larson. 57 on me in P5. 63 back is Christopher Bell, and then Chase Elliott is at 86 back. Briscoe is at 72. I think that's the cutoff right there. Chase Elliott, I think on down is just too far gone at this point, and everybody above them still has a shot. But Denny Hamlin, he's making things interesting going into the next few races. We'll have 2 races on the way in the next episode as well. I'll see you guys then. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.